All right. This afternoon I've got the one and only Cleveland's own Jim Brickman with me. Jim, thanks so much for taking a few minutes to talk with me today.
Good to connect with you. Thanks.
Absolutely. So we got you going to be in town here coming up on Thanksgiving weekend for your big Christmas show. This has kind of become a bit of a tradition, hasn't it?
It really has, and even more special this year because, of course, we weren't able to do it last year. And so we're coming back, kicking off the Christmas season in Cleveland at Playhouse Square at the Hannah Theater Thanksgiving weekend. So very exciting.
I mean, what a great way to kick off the holiday season to enjoy one of your shows. I'm happy to say I've actually caught your Christmas show several times. And it is always an amazing evening. It's just so great.
Thank you.
The shows this year, I was surprised in doing a little research for our talk here today, how many Christmas albums you have put out. So my question to you is, how do you decide what kind of playlist you're going to go through on any given year?
Well, I mean, the show always features some new music, but this year's album is a symphony album of holiday music, and so over the years, because I've had so many hits that are original songs like The Gift or Sending You a Little Christmas, a lot of times, I like to do the hits and Christmas favorites because the spirit is such that it's really not the time to say, oh, this is some brand new song that you're going to hear next year. I want it to be familiar and nostalgic and play the hits. That's what I always want to happen when I go see somebody I admire. I want to hear the songs that made me fall in love with them at first,
Are you going? And if I'm treading in any territory you can't speak of, please feel free to say so. But as far as special guests, I know in years past you've always had some amazing vocalists with you. Would that be happening again this year?
Well, this particular year, Ann Cochran is joining me as she often does. But it's, with her, it's, because she's from Cleveland, we decided to do a, milestone of sorts because she and I did our very first concert that I ever performed about 25 years ago in the Flats at the Odeon, just the two of us, the first time I ever played a concert in public. And so, this is, kind of a reunion of that very first concert and a celebration of our roots in Cleveland and me moving back to Cleveland. And so she and I will be kind of paying tribute to that first concert.
That's amazing. That was 25 years ago.
Yeah, right before it was actually, I think, even more. It was could be even like 27 years ago before I really started major touring.
What a difference a couple decades make. How you go from and Odeon is a great club, but to go from there to the Hannah Theater is quite the journey.
Well, I mean, it really is, and I think people in Cleveland will appreciate the beginnings of that. It's something that is special only to Clevelanders because we're from here and because it's, it's where our roots are. So I think there's a familial and relationship that's been built over these years that is, though we travel and perform all over the world, it's really special in Cleveland.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking the same thing again as I was doing some research. I was playing your music most of the day today. And there is, you seem to, being from Northeast Ohio, being from Cleveland, there's just something there that seems to vibe with us here. And I'm sure it does around the country as well, but there's just something special that happens here with your music. And
of course.
It's such a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how to describe it. I think you did it best before I mentioned this. So, the stage show itself this year, the shows I've seen of yours in the past have always been, just very decorated up and beautiful. For the Hannah Theater, have you done anything different? Are we going to have any special stage surprises for the Christmas season?
Well, this time I am I'm leading with what I feel like is the most important thing, and that's the music. And because the Hannah Theater is so intimate, and it's not like going to the Palace where it's just massive, I purposely am doing a very simplified show this year. It's really about the intimacy of the relationship between me and the audience, and so it's not, there's no, massive Christmas forest like there was last year. And I think honestly, this year what I'm trying to do is, because of the state of the world, I am trying to simplify. I feel like the music and that emotional connection and the gathering in an intimate way, playing smaller theaters so that it's much more like I'm in your living room and less of a presentational, what you never want is for somebody to walk out of the theater and go, I love the set, and say nothing about the music.
Nothing about the music itself. Absolutely.
I love the lights. If they're talking about the lights when they leave, I'm in trouble.
Oh, that's bad news, huh?
It's not what they're there for. You know what I mean? So, certain concerts, that is what it is. But in this, if you go to see Trans-Siberian or something, that is what the show is.
Yeah, the spectacle, yeah.
Spectacle is what draws you. In this case, I'm hoping that the music and the emotional connection and the history and the beauty of the Hannah and all of that is what people experience.
Absolutely. Now, this tour, we're fortunate to get you 3 days here right at the kickoff. Will you be traveling near and far with this over the Christmas season, or is it also going to be more of an intimate tour?
We are all over the country, and 30 dates ending up in Phoenix, Arizona. So it's great to start at home. I'll be playing on my piano from just down the street where our studios are. So I get to bring my own piano, which is really exciting.
That's really great. Well, I know my wife and I are looking so forward to being in attendance. So, I want everybody who's listening to this is the way you want to kick off your holiday season. You want to be at the Hannah Theater with Jim Brickman and his friends to do this. And let's go over the dates one more time. That was Friday the 26th, Saturday the 27th, right, and Sunday the 28th. And that show on Sunday is a matinee show. 3 o'clock.
So good chance to come from far and wide and still be able to get home for dinner time.
Do you find the matinee shows have a different feel than your evening shows, or are they pretty much the same? As far as the crowd feel goes.
Yeah, once you're in the theater and it's dark and beautiful, I think it's an escape no matter when you come to the show, and I think that is, that's the promise, is to come escape, not think of anything, laugh, cry, have some, happy tears, but also, to just be taken away. And so once you walk in, it kind of doesn't matter what time of day it is.
I couldn't put it better. I think that's 1,000% right. And there's just something special too, like a Sunday afternoon, coming in the afternoon after church or after, family breakfast or whatever, and then just really getting in the, if you don't have your tree up before the weekend, when you go home Sunday night, you're going to want to put the tree up. That's just how it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Well, Jim, again, I cannot thank you enough. Again, I want to tell everyone that this is a show you must see. You can go to the Playhouse Square website and get your tickets. And I'm looking forward to seeing you, Jim. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Merry Christmas.
You as well. Take care.
Bye now.
Thanks.